So this began when I was contacted by the Save Our Monarchs Foundation, looking for property where they could restore pollinator habitat.
So Save Our Monarchs mostly is about distributing milkweeds. What we've decided to do here as a pilot is to do a larger parcel and do an actual pollinator habitat with a lot of different kinds of seeds besides milkweed. And so this is kind of an extension of what we do normally. It's just a bigger area, and we're concentrating it with NPPD in this case. So milkweed is the only plant on which the monarchs lay their eggs. It's the only food source for monarch caterpillars. And with the loss of milkweed in the corn belt mainly, which is the monarch flyway where they spend the summer and reproduce before they go back to Mexico for their migration in the winter, has been a lot of loss. So that's the idea with the milkweed. Then we have about 40 species, plant species, native wildflowers we're doing in here. And once they're born as caterpillars, once they become caterpillars, then of course them and bees, all the other pollinators want nectarine flowers from spring, summer, fall. That's their food source. So that's why we get a nice mix in here. So the milkweed for the caterpillars, and then the wildflowers for all the other pollinators along with the monarchs. My wife had met Mary Harding. We knew she was interested in some conservation projects. I'm very proud to have public utilities in Nebraska. We were living in Seward County at the time, so NPPD was our main supplier there, generator. And being across Nebraska, I felt they would probably have some land available. And in all my other dealings in life with NPPD, they've been easy to approach and deal with, so I thought I would try them first. And they jumped at it at the chance right away. Mary Harding did, and passed it to management, so we knew we'd found a good partner.
Well, you know, I really think from NPPD's perspective as a public power district, as an entity of the people, we need to look for all the opportunities that we can to make life better in every way possible for Nebraskans. And so perhaps this will be a model for other opportunities of how we can contribute beyond our core role of affordable and reliable power.
So we're hoping this serves as a pilot project, since we did have a good relationship with NPPD and are so far and are working with NPPD. So we'd like to use this as a model for what other utilities, public entities, private entities that hold either rights of way easements or own land. So yeah, we want to go to the other utilities, Game and Parks, Department of Roads, some of the tribes. So any of these groups that have land kind of like this, where they're not necessarily using it, but they own it as a buffer or some other reason, or it's a right of way and it can't be cultivated or have trees on it. So just to lower the maintenance costs, because you don't have to do so much maintenance with something like this. It's cheaper in the long run. And obviously it helps the ecosystem, helps the animals. We see a lot of animals out on this site already. So the pollinators we see as kind of the bottom of the food chain, and once they're doing well, everything else seems to thrive. So that's the goal here.